The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 26th day of September 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we're able to pump through the radio areas with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamal Hartman. Folks, happy Sherry Day, happy Friday. How's everyone feeling out there today? How's things going? You made it to the final Friday of the greatest month on the calendar, September. Yes. Next week, it is October already, entering the final quarter of the year. So hopefully everyone is healthy and prospering and ending 2025 better than it began. All right, folks. Well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome entrepreneur and spiceologist Rinelle White on from UMAMI. She's going to be on to share the journey of the brand. So really looking forward to that conversation. And I don't know if you all have tried UMAMI spices, but I definitely use the hot Mexican, the Middle Eastern, and the UMAMI jerk. So get yourself some spices. We'll talk to her a bit later. The Daily Play is a things you should know. Things you should know. Probably something I don't know, but we'll figure that out once we get to the Daily Play a bit later. And audience, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. It's Friday Fun Day. And for Friday Fun Day, we're just simply going to put the question out there. If you are traveling to visit family or friends overseas and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them? And also, what's the best Bermudian gift to give? What do you think the best Bermudian gift to give? This is Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends at Mailbox. It's also your daily discussion, brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Folks, Friday Fun Day is one of my favorites. But if you're traveling to visit family or friends overseas and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them? And I'll give you some ideas of what I actually do. And it starts trouble sometimes because if, like, let's say I'm taking it to family, I give them all different things. But recently, some of the things that I've taken them, and I know everyone's probably going to say rum, right? Well, Marquita Lee says, cutting board with a recipe on it. I love that. And I think I've seen that somewhere. Can't remember when, not the linen shop, but yeah, cutting board with a recipe on it, a Bermudian recipe. Give them something. I like that idea. What else, audience? If you're traveling to visit family and friends, right, overseas, and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them? And also, what's the best Bermudian gift to give? What do you believe the best Bermudian gift to give is? Let us know the best Bermudian gift to give. We've got Headleen Swan says ginger beer and yeast popcorn. Ginger beer and yeast popcorn. I remember when I was in college, man, the duty free was obviously different. It was downstairs at one point. You all remember that? When the duty free was downstairs and you could take it upstairs. I used to take the 24 packs of ginger beer because back then you couldn't just find ginger beer anywhere. And I'm talking about any brand, not just Barrett's back then. But I used to always take that. I was not old enough to take rum at the time, but when I did, obviously, I would always take Goslings and share that. Dr. Anthony Richardson says Bermuda Black Rum and or Book of Bermuda Pictures, book on Bermuda history, or books written by Bermudian authors. Oh, I love it. I actually have given gifts. Mr. Skinner, somebody had a book. Well, it's got Bermudian pictures, and I've given that as a gift. And I remember giving it as a gift probably over 10 years ago. And the folks who I gave it to still have that. No, maybe they just put it on the coffee table when they know I'm coming by, but they still have it on their coffee table when I go to their house. I think that's pretty cool. Black Rum Shamari Sky says, yes, that's always a winner. That Wilson says, Bermuda calendar with pictures. Yeah, that was always a gift I gave my professors when I was in college. I would always bring them back something from Bermuda. Is that even legal? When you think about it, that can be considered bribery, right? But anyway, we've got Shamari Sky says bottle of swizzle and rum cake. Rum cake. Yes, I've actually given both to people. I have a framed landscape picture. Framed landscape picture. That's a good idea, actually. That's a very good idea. What else, audience? What do you, when you're visiting family or friends overseas and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them? And what's the best Bermudian gift to give? What do you think the best Bermudian gift to give is? Well, somebody said swizzle. How about pink sand? Does anyone? Oh, Dr. Anthony Richardson just said it. Says bottled pink sand. Yeah. Now, do you purchase it or do you go and get it yourself? The pink sand. What's the best way? What about candles? I know there are some people who sell candles now with Bermudian scents on them. Candles. One of the gifts that I now take to people outside of Bermuda, honey. Does anyone take honey? It's a pretty cool gift, honey. I also have purchased some mugs with like the map of Bermuda, with the Union Jack Bermuda flag. I purchased some mugs that shows the longitude, latitude of Bermuda. So mugs have been big for me lately. UMAMI. I've purchased UMAMI spices for people outside of Bermuda because made in Bermuda spices makes sense, right? And of course, Bermuda trivia, because there is a visitor edition to learn about Bermuda. So Bermuda trivia, I have purchased for people outside of Bermuda as well. So what else, audience? This is your daily discussion brought to you by our friends at Titan, Express, and Secure. And it's also Friday Fun Day brought to you by Mailboxes. What else? If you're traveling to visit family or friends overseas and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them? And what's the best Bermudian gift to give? Well, we've got Dr. Anthony Richardson says, Bermuda cedar crafted object. Yeah, those used to be popular back in the day, right? Those used to be very popular. We've got Alan K. Horton says, back in the day, I used to take Simmons sherbet. Okay, Miss Horton. I'm a little slow. You know, I'm not, sharp as knife in the drawer. But how did you keep Simmons sherbet from melting during your travels? Help a brother out. Now, I get it. If anybody knows that pineapple ginger Simmons sherbet, boy, whew, many have tried and many have failed to bring it back. But I'm curious. Audience, aren't you curious as to how Miss Horton got that sherbet there in one piece? Or maybe she let it melt and just refroze it. Because I'm pretty sure it can't go bad when it tastes that good. What else, audience? Come on, give it to us. Give it to us. We've got a lot of things. If you're traveling to visit family or friends and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them? What's the best Bermudian gift that we can give? We've got Suzanne Ingham also says Bermuda cedar, Bermuda dish towels. Yeah, Bermuda dish towels. Bermuda hot plate, pink sand, Bermuda pottery. Yes, the pottery. Pottery is pretty popular. We've got Stacey Ann Brown says Bermuda branded sweaters and t-shirts and cups. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to think, did I ever take clothing? Clothing's so tough because when you want it to be a surprise gift, asking people their sizes. So I don't think I've taken clothing before. But yeah, the what's it called? The hoodies were very popular at one time as well. The Bermudian Bermuda hoodies that said like 1609 on them were very popular. Angeline Butler says, believe it or not, a certain brand of the gas station popcorn, they love it. Yes. Sherry thinks I'm her mule. And she'll be like, oh, well, don't forget to pick me up 4 bags of da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay, Sherry. And then she gets 3 bags because I eat one on the way. But anyway, Bermuda Fish says that Wilson. You know what? When I was in college, so many people used to bring Bermuda Fish back and, have fish fries with their friends and families. They would use the little freezer bag thing to bring it up. But that was a big thing for college. Do college students still do that? That was big when I was in college, people taking Bermuda Fish outside. Ms. Ellen Kate Horton says to transport her Simmons sherbet, she'd use a freezer bag and in the luggage. Well, duh, Jamel, the same way they used to do Bermuda Fish, Jamel. Thank you, Ms. Horton. Man, I if you ever tasted Simmons sherbet, you will understand exactly what Ms. Horton, why she went through what she went through. It was just another level of delicious. What else, audience? If you're traveling to visit family or friends overseas and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them? Come on, all of us travel. And I'm sure we all don't go empty-handed. So what do we take them? Again, the gifts that I've taken lately is wine stoppers. I've taken shot glasses. I've taken honey, pink sand, umami spices, and Bermuda trivia cards. Those are some of the things I've taken as of late. Back in the day, it would always be like rum swizzle. So during the holidays, when I come to Bermuda, I don't know about you all, but the gifts that I would come back and I would give my barber or people that provide me services, I would give, like last year, I gave my barber a bottle of Gosling's Black Seal rum. My other barber, when I was in Florida, he didn't drink. And so I got him and his wife because I, met his wife and we went to football games together, college football. So I got them the Lily Bermuda. I got him the honey and cologne and his wife the Lily Bermuda perfume. So like the sample things that they have, I got them that. Those are some pretty cool gifts as well that I would give to people outside of Bermuda. But what else, audience? If you're visiting family and friends overseas and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them and what's the best Bermudian gift you believe there is to give? We've got Renee Sherilyn Simmons says, I just returned yesterday, but they always want Batadis. What's Batadis? And Dettol. Bermudians still use Dettol, huh? Man, I remember Dettol when I was a child. I haven't seen it in so long. Well, because I live in the US and it's a British thing, right? She says they can get Gosling's black rum out there now and Barrett's ginger beer, but she sometimes takes farine pie. Yes, absolutely. That's the biggest thing. You can get Gosling's rum, you can get Barrett's and Gosling's ginger beer at numerous stores out here. So there's no need to really take it from duty free like before. Dexter Smith says cassava pie. Cassava pie. I'll never forget my boy. One year I had stayed outside of Bermuda for Christmas. I was in college. And my boy's mom came up, and man, to this day, it was one of the best pies ever. Like, I remember after a few years, I kept asking if she could make any pie. She got tired. She's like, bro, I ain't doing you no more favors. But it was a reminder of how good Christmas in Bermuda really is. I'll never forget that. Appreciate that cassava pie. Sherry says rum swizzle. Yeah. Well, again, as I said earlier, folks, she thinks I'm her mule. So it's always, can you bring me back popcorn? And she asks for 4 bags. She gets 3 because I have to eat one on my way. All right. But anyway, she's right. Rum swizzle. I do bring rum swizzle for people at times. Depends on what people want as well or what they like. Sherry says, yes, I bring Dettol as well. I guess I guess I feel dirty not knowing that Bermudians still yet use Dettol. I feel dirty. Like seriously, like I'm gonna ask my family. I'm gonna ask my family. Maybe I'm being rude right now, telling you all my family don't use Dettol. That was like everyone had it in their house when I was young. You know, it was you didn't get a bath without it, right? But I didn't think we traveled and we bought it with us as a gift. What kind of gift is that? Are we trying to tell people that they got germs to kill on themselves? Seriously, I'm genuinely asking, what kind of gift is it? Is it something they asked for? Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Michael Daniels says, Miss Horton, are the rum cakes still available? I think that's the wrong Miss Horton. I think that's her sister-in-law. But yes, Horton's rum cakes are delicious, by the way. Tell me something. I haven't had a rum cake in so long because I'm afraid to get drunk, like get hiccups and stuff. But I'm being serious and asking what I'm asking. Is there a alcohol-free version of a rum cake, audience? I mean, if you can make non-alcoholic rum, you can make a non-alcoholic rum cake, right? Okay, I'm being ridiculous. What else, audience? If you're traveling to visit family or friends overseas and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them? And what's the best Bermudian gift to give? I know what I'm going to start giving people. That flag, the Bermudian flag I got from Titan Express, Rashida and Winston Godwin. The Godwins, that flag they made with Bermuda over the Pan-African flag, that should be a gift. That should be in every store in Bermuda for purchase, putting pressure on people. Badidas is a shower gel. Well, maybe I'm too young to know about that, or too dirty. Something. Never heard that one, folks. Sherry says, I bring back English sausage. English sausage. I don't even know what English sausage is. Okay. And you give that as a gift to people, English sausage. Manuela Jones says, if you're staying for a while, take frozen cassava and make it while you are there. Okay. All right. Frozen cassava, make it while you're, can you just, so I don't really take food because I know on like back in the day, you know, you couldn't take food from country to country. I guess if it's frozen, you can, I don't know the rules. Maybe I should look that up, but I've always been cautious of taking food if it's not like chips or something packaged. Angeline Butler says, my cousin still asks for the Muslim bakery plain cake. Yeah, that was delicious. That was unique, right? Nicole Hassel says, a beef pie or a fish sandwich. So when you take the fish sandwich, you don't put the condiments on it. You just take the fish in the bread and it's toasted and you take it like that. Like, how do you take it and it's still tasting fresh? Is what I'm asking. Charles H. Jefferson II says, you must be young if you don't know how to pronounce Badidas or whatever. I've never heard of it. I need to see a picture. I need to see a picture. And then when I see the picture, I'm like, oh, that's how you, okay, cool. Makita Lee says, Angeline, where do you get the Muslim cake from? Okay. Sherry says, if I get rum cake without the cake, then it's just cake. Oh, so it's just a regular like horn cake? Okay. I guess my question was a bit ridiculous, folks. All right, audience, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure, and also Friday Fun Day. And we're asking you, if you're traveling to visit family or friends overseas and they want a gift from Bermuda, what do you take them? What do you take them? And what's the best Bermudian gift to give? Again, I told you earlier, some of the things I've given people recently, Bermudian wine stoppers, mugs, honey, which people seem to love, Bermudian honey, Bermuda trivia cards, and umami spices. Umami spices. Not just saying that because she's coming up next, but it's true. Richard Scott says, every trip I take several bags of Glam Pop popcorn back to Texas and Baxter's pies. Okay. Yeah, Sherry, you can find yourself a new mule. He can bring them for you. Alan K. Horton says, no Horton's rum cake anymore. Okay. Shut down? That's a shame. That just broke hearts, Miss Horton. Fine. I'll get over it. was hoping for a non-alcoholic version. Skin SC Skincare says, I give them SC Skincare products made in Bermuda. I absolutely love that. It's nothing like self-promotion. I love that. I love that. Hopefully you've got skin products for men as well. I'm gonna put that on you. I've got my Enzori on this morning. Sherry Vanderpool says, as long as frozen we can take. Okay, cool. Fish cakes, says Sherry Vanderpool. Fish cakes. Sean Smith says, I give Bermuda money. Well, all right, big bucks, money bags. I do have my $10 bill right here, but that's not a gift. That's not a gift. This paid duty when I get back to Bermuda. Things going up. I don't have it like that, money bags. Sherilyn Johnson says, Bermuda sweatshirts. Yes. Said earlier, those were very popular back in the day. Very popular. Everybody's on about this Badidas is a green bath gel, smells so good. Well, somebody gonna have to educate me and show me. What is it? Badidas, pronounced Badidas. So like Adidas, but with a B and a D. Das. So instead of it's ba. All right. Badidas. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Cream puffs. You know what? Cream puffs are not a Bermudian thing. I don't think I've seen cream puffs outside of Bermuda. Man, I used to work at the grocery store packing groceries, man. I used to take my money and spend it all on cream puffs, boy. All right, folks, let's go through these last few. We've got Portuguese donuts, says Chica Reina. Yes. What are you? My English teachers are in the house today trying to tell me Badidas. All right, Badidas. Why are you doing me like this? Badidas. Okay, Badidas. All right, we've got it, Badidas. All right, we've got Emily Gail Dill says cassava pie, codfish, New Zealand lamb. You take New Zealand lamb from Bermuda as a gift? Okay. Dat toil. Okay. James Burgess says you gotta watch what you eat these days. I agree, folks. That was your this was fun. This was fun. You all are fun. James A. Howard, Uncle Jimmy. Hey, he says I take codfish and make our traditional codfish breakfast. I take Bermuda Gosling rum, glam popcorn, $2 bills when in the Middle East and other places. You know what? I did take codfish. I remember this. I did take codfish from Bermuda one time to make fish cakes. And if I tell the story, these were the most delicious fish cakes I've ever made because it was the only time I ever made them. Only time. But I got no complaints. And when people don't know any better, at that time, my college friends from India and Morocco. So I think they were just like, they asked me, do you always use so much turmeric to make it? yeah, we do. No, we don't. But hey, they ate it. That's the thing. Badidas. So we got, come on, Jamal, pronounce Badidas. Man, I'm not messing with you all today. Man, whatever. I'm going to put it in Google and say, pronounce this for me. And whatever Google says, that's what we're going with. All right. You twisted me up. Folks, thank you so much for participating in this morning's daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. And also, this was your Friday Fun Day. What we're going to do now is I'm going to give you a quick news break. And then, first we'll give some love to Titan Express and Secure. I'll give you a quick news break. And then we'll take a break. And we've got Rinelle White coming up from UMAMI. And I'm looking forward to the conversation. Really love using the spices. I made my world famous. And don't worry about somebody in the audience is going to criticize me for this. But I made some of my world famous jerk chicken the other day. And I was asked, I offered someone some, and I was asked what spice I use. And so I shared umami jerk. And it's kind of, it made it seem very exclusive, like you got to know somebody who knows somebody to actually have this. But in saying that, my world famous jerk chicken, if you've never tasted it, I'm gonna let you all know. It's restaurant worthy. What's that guy? Is it James Beard? It's James Beard worthy. All right. But I'll leave it at that because I don't need you knocking on my kitchen door. All right.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
You know, what we won't do today is tolerate bullying in the audience. Sherry Vanderpool felt the need to say he makes it in the air fryer, guys. Who does that? Excuse me. I do utilize the air fryer to make my world famous jerk chicken now. It's a new way, a quicker way. But that's not how I always made it. But Sherry, until you taste it, don't knock it. It's the most tender, delicious, spicy. Oh my, it's juicy. Don't knock it till you try it. Let's get to the news break before Sherry talks you all out of wanting to try my air fried world famous jerk. All right, audience. Well, this is your Daily Hour news break brought to you by our friends at Peoples, who can help you end the week the easy way with all the health, gifts, beauty supplies, and prescriptions you need with free parking for the whole process. All right, folks, very sad press conference yesterday. The community's help is essential in locating missing 15-year-old girl, Jador Wilson. This from the Bermuda Police Services Detective Inspector Kenton Trupp from the Vulnerable Persons Unit during a press event yesterday afternoon. He updated us on the search, which has been going on for just over a week.
There have been sightings of her, or possible sightings of her, unconfirmed, as recently as Saturday, also in the Pembroke area. So what we're appealing for everyone to do is members of the public, and as you'll see, these flyers have been posted around by the family. What we are asking is if members of the public can be extra vigilant and look out for Jadua. She is 15 years of age. As you can see, she has some dye in her hair as well, so that could be a distinctive feature, and we're asking if everyone can look out for her.
Jadua's mother also spoke at the press conference event, speaking directly to her daughter in a heartfelt appeal for her to come back home.
To Jadua, you are extremely missed. You are beautiful and loved, more loved than you could ever know. You are not in any trouble, and nothing will ever dilute the love and support that we have for you. We need you here with us, safe. Your brothers miss you too, so much. Kento seems to believe you are in a dinosaur house. I assured him you'd never go to a dinosaur house without him. If you are in any trouble, pray, pray, pray. Otherwise, know that we are here and always will be, ready and waiting for you to come home.
Very sad, folks. If you know anything about her whereabouts, you can contact the police number 295-0011. So anything you know, if you have children that may attend school with her that have any information, ask them some questions, but let's help bring that young lady home to her family. Moving on, Humberto, as of yesterday, was about 450 miles northeast of the northern Leeward Islands, moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. So it's not looking good, but the NHC expects the storm to intensify in strength beyond its current maximum strength, sustained winds near 45 miles per hour. Models currently indicate that the storm will largely avoid the Caribbean proper and should track back north toward Bermuda, maybe impacting us early next week. The forecast is subject to change. We'll let you know on Monday what the deal is. Weather-wise, the big news is that Humberto's approach will start impacting the island during the second half of this weekend. All right, well, as far as weather, folks, this is what we've got for you. Between now and then, the dominant high should keep conditions largely uncomplicated. A bit of rain breaking up extended periods of sun and relatively light winds. However, as we get closer to Monday, Humberto's presence will start to be felt on the water as the seas start to increase and the marine winds climb into the 20-knot range. All right, so be safe out there this weekend. Enjoy what you can. That's your Daily Hour News Break, brought to you by the great folks at Peoples. We'll be back. Well, let me give you a days of the year first, actually. We got to give you a days of the year. What's the day? It's the 26th. Well, it's Hug a Vegetarian Day. Hug a Vegetarian Day. So I'm going to ask you all, and please don't be like that person in the audience who likes to eat like vegetarian food with bacon. Yeah. What's your favorite vegetarian dish, audience? Not vegan, vegetarian. Like, what's your favorite dish to have without meat? I'll go first. A salad. You all thought I was going to be fancy, be like, oh, there's pasta. No, a salad. I like me a salad. Any type of salad, really. Doesn't matter. But it's got to have, like, you know, some like onions, raw onions. Yep. I don't mind peppers. Yeah. What else, audience? What are some of your favorite vegetarian meals? So, and make sure like you got permission before you go hugging a vegetarian today. I don't want to get anyone slapped or beat up. All right. So Hug a Vegetarian Day. We've got SC Skincare says sushi, favorite vegetarian dish. Sean Smith says veggie burgers. Okay. Wouldn't a person who eats sushi be a pescatarian, not a vegetarian? Or am I missing something? Charles H. Jeffs II says, Jamal, a salad, aka pizza. You know what? I'm going to actually use that, Charles. You all can call my pizza salads because they don't have cheese or... I was talking to someone the other day, and this happens way too often, and I'm tired of being judged about it. I said, oh, I'm going to order a pizza. Oh, what you got? Well, no cheese. And I start with no cheese. I've never heard of that. So what do you put on it? And it's just their attitude towards me is so disgusted when I say I eat pizza with no cheese. Why do people get so disgusted with that? I'm not setting a trend. I'm changing lives. Well, at least mine. That's all. All right. Stacey Ann Brown says, baked sweet potatoes with black beans, sweet corn, and guacamole. Oh, love it. SC Skincare says sushi without meat. There are vegetarian options. Gotcha. Vegan pizza, says Dr. Anthony Richardson. Couscous. All right. We got some good stuff. What else, audience? Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Rinelle White coming up after this. Looking forward. Conversation with UMAMI. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Ready to take your financial game to the next level? HSBC is here to help you power up your financial fitness. Your strategy should be sharp and ready for anything, because luck won't get you to the top. Whether securing your future, growing wealth, or planning for life's next serve, HSBC's experts are here for you. From budgeting to investing, let's craft a plan as unique as your goals. Plus, get free financial planning consultations to stay on track. Learn more at hsbc.bm/financial planning. HSBC Bank Bermuda is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places, and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Paired with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep. delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Get ready for the cool Bermuda nights ahead. A CI-AC mini split AC unit from BAC Group is the perfect solution, keeping you warm this winter and cool all summer long. While supplies last, you can get a unit starting at just $913.50. Plus, receive an extra 10% off when you pay with cash or credit card at the counter. BAC Group, comfort for every season.
SCARS stands for Saving Children and Revealing Secrets, and we are a Bermuda nonprofit organization whose mission is to reduce the risk of child sexual abuse and to be an advocate and a voice for children who've been sexually molested, as well as their affected family. New media like the Daily Hour is really important in partnering with organizations like SCARS. It's another platform for us for awareness. There can be no radio silence as it relates to child sexual abuse, and we need as many initiatives as we can get. We need to keep this message alive. In terms of us and the work that we do, live engagement is good because it allows the audience to ask questions, to make comments, even to provide us with encouragement and support. What I love about the live engagement when SCARS is being interviewed by Jamel is just this feeling of safety, this feeling that he gets it. He cares about children. It's a connection.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Jamel Hartman here. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves on Hot 107.5 with these most important community conversations. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. And folks, if you are streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram, take a moment. It costs you absolutely nothing. Just give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues, as we welcome our very special guest for the day. I've used the products, and I hope you all have too, but let us know real quickly. Have you ever tried any of the UMAMI spices? Let us know, but let's give a warm TDH welcome to Rinelle White. Greetings. Happy Friday to you.
Hi, Jamel.
How are you?
I'm good.
Well, first off, thank you for making time and doing this. And before we jump into anything, I got to ask you a couple of questions. One, what is a gift you take your family or friends overseas when, like the most Bermudian gift you take them?
I literally, I never take it.
Sorry.
But if I did take a gift, it would be Barrett's gingerbread.
Okay.
Probably
Okay.
a little sizzle.
Okay, little spizzle. Okay.
Spices. I take umami spices.
But that's a gift. That's a gift. That's how I first found out about umami spices. A gift. From I don't know if it was from the airport or wherever, but it was a gift brought back. But okay, second question. It's Hug a Vegetarian Day. Hug a Vegetarian Day. What's your favorite vegetarian dish?
It would probably be some sort of a rice dish.
Okay.
Like sauteed veggies.
Okay. Okay.
With like a Mexican rice, something with the hot Mexican, something like that.
So you like spicy food?
Squash, like butternut squash, and I hardly ever make vegetarian dishes, actually.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So it'll just be a dish without the meat. Okay. Yeah. A little rice without the meat.
Beans, little protein.
Okay. Sounds fun. Well, again, thank you for doing this. And for those who don't know you, before we jump into all things umami and spices, just tell the audience a bit about your background and what it is that you do.
Okay, I am a mother of 2 adult children, and I have first careers in accounting and hairdressing. And right now I'm focusing on being a spiceologist, and I am a nutrition coach. And Umami Bermuda really exists to educate people about why you should use freshly ground flavor, freshly ground spices, so that you can get like the full flavor and health benefits from the spices. So we like to do the spice blends to make it easier for people to actually use freshly ground spices.
But this started off like as a hobby for you, right? Like you turned something that was like a passion into UMAMI Bermuda. What was the moment you realized that this hobby could become a business?
Well, I was making spice blends for myself just because I like flavor and I like to cook. And I was feeling a little restless in my accounting career. And I talked to a friend of mine who takes full credit for UMAMI. I won't let her see this interview. And she was like, you should do something, Rinelle. Like, you garden, you entertain, you cook. You should create a business around that. And I was like, And then one night when I was entertaining, somebody offered to buy the seasoning that I was using on the Cornish hams. And I was like, okay. So I did the research, I got the information, and then I literally sat on it for years. But it just kept coming up. So here we are.
Wow. I love that, though. I love that. And there's nothing wrong with friends taking credit. It's okay. But what I've learned is that your blends are freshly ground, additive free, and made in small batches. How do you balance quality, freshness, and scale as the brand grows?
I guess we do that in a few ways. The biggest thing that we do is the freshly ground. The spices lose their volatile oils once you grind them. So we just grind them right before we do the blends. Another thing that we do is we keep our complement of spices pretty tight. So we don't have 30 spices that we're dealing with. We have our 10 main blends, and then we have seasonal blends, like we have the fish cakes blend at Easter. We have our summer blends that have Bermuda in the label that tourists really love. So we're keeping things fresh. And then just based on math, when we make the blends, when we top up the blends, we just top it up based on what sells the most so that everything's moving and everything's fresh.
Oh, lovely, lovely. That sounds intimidating for somebody like me. Spice can be sometimes, the use can be intimidating to some people, especially folks who don't cook a lot. But explain this, because I always say, I go with friends, and I usually don't like going to wing places with friends because I have spicy taste buds. And that's mango habanero is too hot, or that's too hot. Let's get lemon pepper. So Sherry turned me on to lemon pepper a couple years ago, and it's probably the first time I've enjoyed a flavor that's not spicy. But people do confuse flavor with heat. How do you help customers understand that your blends are pretty much about enhancing taste, not just making things spicy?
That is such a good question, because people hear spice and they literally just think heat. And one of the things that we did, like from the get-go, we did a lot of markets, and we would line all the spices up on the table, tasters, from 0 pepper to the most pepper, and just let people start where they're at. You don't like spice, you're at this end of the table. You like spice, you're at that end of the table. And when you let people taste the blends, they realize that they actually like things more than what they thought they would. They're like, oh, right. Some people will taste the blends and they're like, this literally tastes like chicken to me, but just letting people taste the blends helps with that. Also, we sometimes in our packaging, we do samples. So people get to taste blends that they wouldn't ordinarily try. But I will say that I do encourage people to try to increase their heat tolerance just a little bit because of the health benefits associated with chilies. Chilies, they increase your metabolism. Back in the day when you heard of the cayenne pepper clans, I mean, I don't recommend that clans, but there is something behind the clans because of the capsaicin in the chilies, its ability to increase your metabolism. Chilies have a feel-good effect that when you eat them, and they're also in studies now about cancer prevention and cancer assistance. So I would never shove heat down anybody's throat, but it has its benefits.
Indeed. Thank you for explaining that. Thank you for that. I did ask earlier, has anyone tried UMAMI spices? And Nicole Walker says, yes, of course. Dawn Ferbert says, yes. Nikita Shields says, yes, indeed. Polly Rich, yes, I have. So everyone's pretty much had a taste. And audience, again, what flavors of UMAMI spices have you tried? Let us know what flavors, what blends you've actually tried. And also, if you have any questions or comments for Rinelle, please send them through. We'll get through as many questions as possible. Let's move on a bit, because you offer various different options when it comes to spices. How do you decide which new blends to develop, and how do you test them before launching?
So when I originally started making spices, it was just basically what I wanted to make. And then I got to the point where I was like, I feel like I need a full complement of spices. Like, if people are going to use the blends, I want this to be their go-to spice. And that's when we introduced the hot Mexican, the Middle Eastern, the jerk, our barbecue blend, the UMAMI Q. So we have a nice, well-rounded selection of flavors. I am more going towards figuring out spices for health conditions. So next week on October 1st, we actually, the Balancer Spice Blend goes online. And I made that with spices that have tested in studies and trials to improve your, have favorable effects on your blood pressure. So this is really fascinating to me now, that you can actually use these spices medicinally. But when it comes to testing the blends, I test my spices on everything. I am not a person who believes that this is what goes on poultry. You get a poultry blend and people say, oh, it'll be like thyme, rosemary, those spices. But taste is really cultural and marketing, right? So if somebody is going to season chicken in France, they're going to use herbs. If they're going to season them in the Middle Eastern, it's going to be coriander and cumin, but if they're going to season them in Jamaica, it's going to be allspice and thyme. So I think the blends are universal. And when I test them on all different types of food, because I want people to use them on all different types of food.
That actually that's perfect, because it brings me to a question I had for you is, how do you hope that umami spices influence how Bermudians cook and eat over the next few years? Because you've literally mentioned like helping people, with conditions or whatnot. How do you hope it influences the way we eat healthy or better or take care of ourselves?
I joke that I want everybody to eat like me. And I'm not joking, but I say it as a joke. I do want people to use the blends to eat better. And more specifically, I want to influence the way that people, like the choices that people make. I want them to see how easy it is to cook with spices and flavor your food and not have to use all sorts of nonsense to get the flavors that you're looking for. And the nonsense is things that are not good for your health. I lost my train of thought, but more specifically, I want to see people, in Bermuda, we eat a lot of starch. You don't need 3 starches on your plate. So I would like to see people eat more vegetables. Stop treating vegetables like a stepchild. You go to an event and the food is done up. And then it's a sad foil dish of steamed vegetables over there with no seasonings, no nothing on them, like people's got peas and rice, scalloped potato, macaroni and cheese, all this stuff on their plate. I want to see people flip that around and let your vegetables take up half your plate and have a quarter plate of starch.
Can you confirm for people who like how I used to be, that potatoes are not vegetables?
Potatoes are a starch.
Okay, thank you. Yep, we didn't win that one, folks. Potatoes are a starch. That's right, especially when they're scalloped and they have the cheese on them. And
You want to know something else is starch? That's a really unpopular opinion. Corn.
And you all love your corn in that plate, especially Bobby.
I mean, Bermuda corn is the best. So I'm not saying don't eat it. I just want you to know that it's a starch.
Well, let's go to the audience. They have a lot to say. We've got Suzanne Ingham says, yes, umami is good. My favorite is the no salt. Kathy Del Hayward Ming hasn't tried yet. So we're going to come back to that, because we're we're going to tell Kathy Dow Hayward Ming where she can find umami spices. Anika De Shield says, I've tried them all. Okay, you tried them all. How many spices in total, different blends, are there available? How many does it? Yeah, how does umami?
Oh, so we have our 10 main blends, and then we have 3 salts, and we have our fish cakes blend that's seasonal. We have 3 summer blends that are seasonal. And sometimes I'm just doing foolishness and fun stuff. But for the most part, we have our 10 main blends. And then actually, I'm saying 10 main blends, but we have 2, in addition to that, we have 2 salt-free blends. And then as of next week, we'll have 3 salt-free blends when the balancer launches.
Love it. Well, Michelle Dorr says the everything spice, paprika, salt, the steakhouse. Those are her blends she's tried. We've got Suzanne Ingham says Linda's Devonshire doesn't have any no salt. I was looking for Wednesday. Let's just stop there. Like, where can people find the blends? Linda's obviously. Where else?
Okay, so first of all, you can order the blends on umamibermuda.com. That's the only place where you're going to get the whole selection of blends. Sometimes Brown & Co. actually, I take that back, has the full selection. But the stores generally order what the stores want in their store. So it's hard to say at any given time which store is going to have which blend. But long story short, has our blends. Miles Market has our blends. Linda's in Devonshire does a good job of keeping our blends well stocked. Brown & Co. does as well. We have them at the farms, Watson's, Windy Bank. We have them at Island Outfitters in Dockyard. And of course, they're at the airport. I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed anybody. Yeah, I think.
Blame her head, not her heart, if she did, folks.
Exactly.
We've got Dr. Anthony Richardson asking, do you have many Middle Eastern spices or similar spices available?
In terms of a spice blend, we do have the Middle Eastern. It's called the Middle Eastern, and it's very popular, and it's very versatile because I initially made it for lamb, and I find that I use it as a foundation for curries. I use it in soups and stews. I use it on poultry. So yes, we do have a Middle Eastern spice, but we don't actually sell any individual spices at the moment, if that's what the person's asking.
Got it. Okay. Polly Rich says, tried the herb turkey, the steakhouse fish one, and no salt one. Okay. Shaban Postlewhite says, I use the spices on a regular everything spice, herb turkey, fish cake, Middle Eastern, Star Steakhouse, and Bermuda fish. Okay. Look at everybody. We've got Kathy Dale Hayward Ming says, see you online. I'm very interested. And then we have Sherry Vanderpool says, Jamel, I need this as a gift, please. And thank you. So I'm her mule, so I guess I've got to bring some spice back next time I go to Bermuda. But let's get back to the conversation about, I guess, it can be purchased online. It can be purchased in various stores. How do you go to market with Bermudians? And I say this respectfully, it's a small market, right? It's a small group of people. How do you go to market with it? Are you doing it with the mindset of, I just want to get it into as many Bermudian households? Or is there a plan to say, you know what, I want to utilize my community to grow this beyond Bermuda?
At the moment, I really want it to become a household name in Bermuda. Our goal at Umami Bermuda Spice Company is to change the way that Bermuda eats. And I think we need this mindset shift desperately. So we will, in the coming months, be bringing back our cooking classes, our food experiences, so that people can be exposed to Umami Bermuda spices. I toy with the idea of expanding globally, but I don't think that's something that's going to be like in the next year, in the very short term, because I think it's still a lot of work to be done here and a lot of potential here. So that's the way I'm looking at it right now. I'm really trying to change a mindset around food in our community. It's too many stories of diabetes. It's too many people with high blood pressure, all of this sort of stuff. And If it's one thing I want to say, it's like if you look at my Instagram page, I eat really, really, really deliciously. And it's because I use a variety of spices. And I think people, when they hear healthy, they think, oh, it's going to be bland. It's going to taste like grass or cardboard. Like those are the things you hear. And I just want to educate people that you can eat really delicious food and also eat really healthy food.
I love it. You make food like food that we were taught or told was boring fun, and it's not boring. It's not what we've been told it is. I remember Brussels sprouts as a child. Rudy Huxtable made me believe Brussels sprouts were the worst thing in the world. And when I grew up, I'm like, Brussels sprouts are delicious. You know, like it's one of the best things I've eaten. Charles H. Jefferson, he says, I see loquat chutney on the website. Is that all year long?
We have loquat chutney in stock as while supplies last. Like we make it once a year. And then when it's gone, it's gone. So if it's still on the website, it means we probably have a couple of jars left, but I doubt that we have very many.
All righty, we've got Charles with another question. Is there a plan to include recipes on the website?
Actually, if you go to the website and you go to our blog, you can select the things that interest you. And we do have some recipes. I'm trying to do better, but we do have recipes on the website. We do have, if you're looking for information about spices and the health benefits of spices, we have that on the blog. We have nutritional information. I encourage everybody to sign up for our email list at umamibermuda.com/sign up. Because I put a lot of nutritional information that people are sometimes surprised to know in my emails. And I email fairly regularly, but I don't bombard your inbox. And I'm really trying to actually grow the list right now because it's, the most reliable source of keeping in touch with the people who we're forming community with. So yes, definitely go have a look at the blog and email me, DM me if you have questions. But yeah, there's a lot of information on our blog and in our emails.
Indeed. Thank you for that. We've got James Burgess asking, do you deliver to residents?
If you order online, we deliver throughout the island. And our delivery days are Mondays and Thursdays. So whatever's the closest delivery date to your order is when you'll get it.
All right, we've got Michelle Doors asking, how did you come up with the name? It's a memorable name.
Oh, this is my favorite question. Umami is the fifth taste. Apparently there are 7 tastes, but the basic 5 tastes is salty, sour, bittersweet, and umami. And umami is defined as a pleasant, savory taste. It translates from Japanese as deliciousness. So I thought that was like such a cool name to have for a business. Also, but I should warn you, umami is associated with MSG, which is monosodium glutamate, and we don't use any additives, no anti-caking agents or any gluten, anything in our spices. But yes, pleasant, savory taste.
All righty. James Burgess says, do you have a book on the subject matter?
The subject matter of spices?
Spices, yeah.
I have tons of books on spices. Like I have books on spices. But with spices, it's so many things. Like, are you looking for the historical, like the lore of spices? Are you looking for something specific to spice benefits?
I think he's asking if you wrote a book on your spice.
Oh, no, I haven't written a book. I have a couple of ebooks, and one of them you'll get if you join our mailing list. I think you get an ebook.
Okay.
But no, I haven't written a book.
I love it. Audience, I'm pretty sure they're probably signed up to your newsletter right now because this audience is just like that. But Rinelle, this has been awesome, and I love your energy. I feel like you might be related to somebody, but yeah, I love you. I love your energy. I love it, and I do use my spices. I love them. I'm weird. I like spicy food. So I do add me an additional little spice to most of my things. But I really hope that every Bermudian understands that the importance of spice and flavor in terms of our health. The first time, it's interesting you mentioned that. The first time I remember a friend through marriage He must have had a heart attack at a very young age, in early 30s, a relatively healthy guy. And every morning he took cayenne and a shot of lemon, and I didn't understand why. And people were saying like, oh, these spices are good for various things, including blood pressure and so on. And so when you're saying that, I really hope that people, as much as spices make you think about food, I hope that they think about health. I think that's one of the things that you've really emphasized. And I'm hopeful that we can do some things with you to keep this going. And because like you said, we've had the folks from, we've had people, doctors on to speak about many ailments on this show, but we've also had educators about diabetes and the like. And we know as a community that we are probably the most unhealthy we've ever been. And there are ways to correct that. So with people like you inspiring, not just through your words, but through what you're contributing as a business, my hope is that we can bring about a healthier community. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for making time. Real quickly, Suzanne Ingham's just asking, can you say your email address one more time?
It is Spiceologist, SPICEOLOGIST @umamibermuda.com. And if you have any trouble with that, you can just go to umamibermuda.com and just do the contact us form on the website, or message me on Instagram, and I'll message you back with the email address.
All right. Rinelle, thank you so much.
Now, one more thing. Body DOS.
Body DOS.
Yeah, Body DOS.
Body DOS. I'm got it now. Body DOS.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna be shamed after this show for my sisters. I have all sisters, so I'm probably sure my sisters, my mom and Nana had it in the house, and I just never looked at it. But I'd seen the green bottle now, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. So shame. You know, none of us is perfect, but thank you for helping me with the pronunciation as well. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful day, Rinelle. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, Jamal.
Thank you. Rinelle White, folks, if you appreciated that conversation, you know what to do. If you're streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take our final break. I want to see who gets today's daily play. Could it be you? Actually, we should do a giveaway today. And if you haven't realized, there's a QR code up on the top left. If you want to find out all that is happening and coming out that will benefit everyone in Bermuda, you want to scan that QR code and follow wherever it takes you.
Did you know 3 out of 4 people say that they have a good understanding of life insurance? But do they really? When asked how much the yearly cost would be for a 20-year, $250,000 level term life insurance policy for a healthy 30-year-old, 80% overestimated the cost by 5 times the amount. Ready for this? The true cost for that policy is about $220 a year. That's as little as 66 cents a day, or $20 a month. So let's put this into perspective. Compared to other monthly costs, isn't getting life insurance a no-brainer? If you can trim back on some of these expenses just a little bit, it will allow you to dedicate the savings toward an affordable life insurance policy. Contact one of our life insurance agents today to find the right policy for you.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Novazok Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
PALS is a cancer care charity. We started 45 years ago. What started as a charity with a half-time nurse, and basically just assisting patients going home from the hospital, but patients dying at home. We now, 45 years later, have 6 nurses, a social worker, and a palliative care physician. I know a lot of people that watch the Daily Hour every day, so it's just educational. It helps you know more about specific charities or specific organizations, and kind of get the nitty gritty as opposed to just seeing a flyer on social media or just hearing or seeing a commercial. I think it's more beneficial. Like if I'm on the radio or on TV, I'm just like telling you what I think you want to know. But you might have specific questions that I can answer directly. I think it's much better having the live engagement.
All righty, welcome back. Thanks again to Rinelle White from UMAMI Bermuda for joining us for the conversation this morning. Awesome, folks. You guys were great. Also, want to give a big shout out and thanks to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, People's Pharmacy, and HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations on Hot 107.5. Folks, again, if you're streaming with us online, whatever platform you're on, please give us a like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues, subscribe. Just make sure that you are helping us beat the algorithm so as many people as you know are utilizing UMAMI to live a healthier life. All right, it's time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Also, if you scan that QR code in the top left, like some of the others did who love to listen and do things that are going to benefit them, then you too can benefit from what's about to be announced and coming. So just do that as well. All right, it's a things you should know. And I just picked this up and I don't know the answer. Call me what you want. Here's the question. How many baby teeth does a child usually have? Michelle Doors. Oh, no, it's not 20. It's not 28, sorry. Suzanne Ingham's, no, it's not 16, but Stacey Ann Brown, it is 20. It is 20. How would I have known that answer? But it is 20. No, not 28, Anika de Shields, it's 20. It's 20. 2 people said 28, though. But yeah, things you should know. According to things you should know. How many baby teeth does a child usually have? The answer is 20. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says 54, almost triple. Okay. I don't know how big a child's mouth is, but the teeth are small, so that could make sense. All right, folks, let's wrap it up. As far as the Daily Discussion Friday Fun Day, I enjoy these conversations, as you all know. It's really engaging. But I'll say this, we have so many things that are uniquely Bermudian that we can share with so many people outside of Bermuda. Look, when you love your culture, you find things that you want to share with others. So whether it's the rum, whether it's this pink sand, whether it's the honey, umami spice blends, Bermuda trivia, share all that you love about Bermuda with others. Trust me, they may not appreciate it the same as you, but at least they know that there is something culturally relevant about where you come from. I enjoyed it. So the conversation with Rinelle, I hope people are left inspired by it. It wasn't just an entrepreneur trying to sell you something. It was a person who was sharing wisdom with us and speaking to us about the importance of spices, the important role spices play in our lives as far as our health goes. It's not just about having food, it's about having flavorful, healthy food. So hopefully everyone gets out there. If you haven't already, try yourself some umami spices and share your recipes with us. Share, let us know what you use your spices on. I'd love to have some engaging conversations about UMAMI Spices, and make sure you sign up. Reach out to her, let her know you saw her on the Daily Hour, and see how creative we can all be. As far as daily inspiration, I'm just going to use the conversation with Rinelle White this morning. All of us have something within us that others can benefit from, but no one will ever know unless we fulfill it within ourselves. She turned a hobby into a business. You can too. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Wells, Lindo's People's Pharmacy, and a big shout out to HSBC Bermuda for ensuring that we can pump through the radio areas with you, with these most important community conversations. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you next week. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great weekend. We are Izzo. Peace.